more and more we speak to the community, the more and more they want an insight into the brand. And I think it's just super important that we show that in the most honest way we can. A lot of the processes of how
why are you always shooting without me?
She said she didn't know what to say.
Emery's been with us like 6 months now, and I've like, been on the camera for like 10 seconds or so.
She said you stumbled a lot. The team is stuck in the airport. We're in the middle of a paddle day where we've got to focus on that and we can't really do anything to help. We're kind of a bit helpless. And the male model could no longer get there. So while the team is stuck in the airport, they managed to find another model that's available that can get there, that can get into the country, and everything's fine. So they managed to arrange literally that. So this is before we've even got to the country. It's already issues have gone on and the team kind of all just supported each other in the airport and got through it. It was one of them days where if it could have gone wrong, it did. And they just kind of focused on fixing the problem rather than moaning about it. We've arrived in Turkey. To be fair, we got lucky. The team flew out yesterday and were involved in Manchester Airport's power cut. So I think they had a seriously stressful day, whereas we've just had an early start but no delays. Well, 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah, not too bad. But we're here now, so we're going to go and meet the team. They've been already started shooting, to be fair, so we're running a little bit late. We then arrive the next morning, and still to this point, we think we're shooting all our production in the background. You know, we're going to be shooting inside the factory. You're going to see our clothes being sewn around, being washed around. Everything's kind of going to be our own. And that's the vision, and that's everything that we wanted. The creative team came up with, the design team were all on board with as well. It's kind of seeing the process, but also shooting the final product while there's production going on.
Yeah. So we flew directly on Monday. The whole team were there halfway through the shoot by the time we'd arrived. It was a really hot day. They were shooting in a wash house, which is really hot on a really hot day. We knew instantly, you just get a feeling instantly, wow, this product looks amazing, the shoot looks amazing, the concept that we had for it was amazing. And I knew as soon as we got there and we walked into the factory and we saw it on the models, and I knew that this was going to be timeless. And I think that's the one word that I would use for Laundered Classics, is that it's absolutely timeless, and it's just going to be at the forefront of everything that we do now for the next however many years, because nothing, you just wouldn't change a thing about it.
So I've arrived at the dye house in Turkey now. The team have already been shooting stuff this morning. They were on a flight yesterday. It was massively delayed, and we were flying out this morning. So they've been shooting already in the factory. Now we're doing a little section in the dye house. As well as shooting a campaign for Laundered Classics, we're also going to kind of give you a bit more of a behind the scenes into the making of Laundered Classics. And I think with that as well, we're going to show on here a lot of the processes of how we...
Why are you always shooting without me?
She said she didn't know what to say.
Emery's been with us like 6 months now, and I've like, been on the camera for like 10 seconds or so.
She said you stumbled a lot.
I've been practicing that in my head for about 5 minutes. Thought it'd be a little cool.
You still me, but you're like nervous when you speak.
I expect you to give me back straight away so you through me.
So we're here currently at the moment. We shoot a campaign kind of stuff with 2 models. Tomorrow day is going to be a lot more of filming the process behind how the products were made, and this is a collection that we worked on for a while, and for me it really does show how far we've come in the last 18 months, and the product, we've never brought anything out like it before. The quality, the weight, the wash, the softness to it, absolutely everything about the product and how it feels is the best we've ever produced. So I hope you guys like it as much, and I hope when you watch all the making of it, you'll understand how much effort's gone into it, the amazing job the team have done. Since he had so much to say before, let's see what he actually says when it's his time to shine. Oh, you know, Shocky's on the break. Oh, well, shoot, what do you do, mate? Oh, just sat in an aircon room.
Sorting these out for next week.
Looking at football videos. Go on, it's time to shine now, bro.
I was only joking, please don't want to do it.
So,
I was just coming in, I just wanted a little 30-second story.
Because you know what the funny thing is, he said to me before he went, Owen said to me, it's just the same as what you got at home, much bigger, more powerful, but no, this is uses a lot less water than any of the other machines. Some of the older ones here, he still kept them because, this is my translation of what I'm saying to me anyway, they've been completely discontinued now, so you can never get them again, so he's kept them. But I think he's moving a lot of the other stuff to the new ones, which use a lot less water and a lot more, you know, environmentally friendly than what the old-fashioned ones used to be. They do look sick, don't they? They probably actually don't look that sick to people that haven't seen other dye houses and wash houses before, but when you see some of the ones I've been in before, this is clean. This is like a spotless one compared to some of the shoppers I've seen. In the years of visiting,
On the Effies, yeah? Why not? Away.
So I had a power nap, 15 minutes. Could have slept until tomorrow, and he just paid the 10k out.
You just paid the 10k?
Scott did, yeah. Everyone's put all their effort into, you know, executing on this project, because that's what it is. You know, it's something that's been going on way before we even get to the actual location. It's been going on for months before that, the planning of it, and you know, coming up with the initial idea and the team kind of building the idea out and then getting to the stage where we actually produce on it. So that's the point when everyone can go, you know, job done, relax. Like, of course, there's still the edits and extra bits to do, but we've done the job and it's time to celebrate in a sense. And that doesn't always mean like going on a massive night out and celebrating like that, but it's just getting everyone together to sit and appreciate the hard work that every single different person's put into that shoot. The factory kind of miscommunicated on the fact that our production wasn't on the production line when we got there, and I only found that out when we arrived. We found out that none of our stuff's on the production line and we're not shooting exactly what we thought we were shooting. And to be honest, it was one of them moments where it's kind of like, I get kind of frustrated, stressed, because I understood what the team wanted it to look like and the vision and everything like that. And I got so bought into that, that it not being able to that, it just kind of frustrates me. I think, well, what's it going to look like? Why are we even here? What's going on? But if we're going to be super proud of our quality and everything that we're talking about, we've got to show that and got to show our process and our fabrics and everything. Like, the whole video is around the making of our products.
I thought we'd planned it, so it's no one's fault.
No.
So I thought we'd planned it whereby there was, because we were looking at the stage of production, and I thought we planned it whereby we were going to come and at least try and get one part of the production.
We thought we'd get packing,
yeah,
but we're just not in that spot. We thought we'd maybe get the tail end of it, but as it's worked out with ease, it's just not at that point.
So they're behind, not in
They're
front.
behind, so it's like we're not even, for example,
yeah,
we've got the samples to look at today to start cutting, but we've not even at that. I mean, we've got certain bits, and I think some of it's fine. We can get a lot today, like in this afternoon. It might just have to be, like you say, if you want the big production, maybe someone just flies out for the day to just get the footage of like the you know, once it's all cut.
Instead of obviously the team acting like me, they kind of focused on what they could do and turn the situation into like best case scenario. So just worked through the whole thing and kind of executed on getting the best possible shots they could do. And although it wasn't our production online and the initial vision, what we wanted for the shoot, what we came out of and what we executed on was still amazing.
So what we're currently showing at the moment is more of the sampling stage of the product. And as you can see, this is all at the hand-done section on smaller amounts of garment, whereas this stage when you're cutting out all the patterns on the production is all done by a huge laser machine, which you'll see later on in the video. But yeah, this is the old school way, all hand-done. Yeah, the amount of times I've spoke to customers and kind of asked them about what they perceive quality as, and nearly always it was like being able to wear a garment and it stay in its like original condition. So that's another reason why we're using this factory, so that we can test products and kind of guarantee that they are going to stay in original condition no matter how many wears they have. So I love the fact that this factory goes to this much detail on the testing, because I think in the past, especially years ago when we started, factories say they do, but whether or not they do it on every single product is different, whereas here you get a test report on every single different thing, which you can see he's doing there.
So where the Laundered Classics differs from a lot of our other products is you're probably on the feel of how it feels when you've got it on, but also when you feel it from the outside point of view. It is thicker than a lot of our other products, but it's also a lot softer from a hand feel perspective. And when you're wearing it, you can kind of feel the weight to it. But the softness and the drape that comes with it is probably the nicest feature of it.
Shoot done, mate. Time for a nice bit of food. One of my favourite restaurants here. And watch the England game.
We want to be with the people that we're out there with. So I think the second night when we were out for dinner and it was just us lot and our team and we were talking about the day, it's always a lot more enjoyable. You don't feel like you have to be making conversation for the sake of making conversation. We went out for dinner and had a few drinks. What's difficult is that we're always out so late, and then we've always got to be up so early in the morning. So yeah, it's hard to not get too tempted into a night out per se, or even a couple of drinks. But yeah, I think it's important that when we're away and we're working long hours, we see the day off nicely with a little bit of nice food and a catch up as a team, and then we all go back to the hotel and off we go again the next day.